Okay, sixth graders, I'm going to explain what you're doing this week to ease the pressure from the subs on this, the lovely subs that you'll be very kind to. And if you're not, I'll be watching. I've installed a camera in the back and I'll be able to monitor everything during the week. How many students actually look back for the camera? Suckers. Okay, so one nice thing about doing this video is I cannot be interrupted. I don't have to say, Rocco, stop, Max, work on your timing, Naomi, put your hand down. I don't have to do any of that. I should do more videos. Anyways, I'll stop. What you're going to be doing is a summative. You're going to have the whole week to work on this. You're going to be doing this by yourself. However, if you want to sit next to a friend and have nice chatter, you can, but get it done. You know what class I'm talking about, right? You guys specifically. Use your time wisely. This will be due at the end of the week. Okay, so when you have any questions, I want you to try to read the directions carefully. We have the books you can use, and if you get desperate, you can try to ask the sub for help, Miss Anna or Miss Katie, or you can go talk to Mr. Otto, and he might have time to help you. But don't freak out. It'll be okay. So you're going to be doing a genetics project with minions. I'm not going to read this. I'll let you read this, but I want to explain part 1 and 2 first. So, part 1, flip a coin twice. You will each get a penny to determine the genotype for each trait and record the data. So when you flip it, if it's heads, that's the dominant, the capital allele, the big letter. If it's tails, that's the recessive, lowercase letter. So example, if you flipped heads twice, your minion will have the same allele for trait, for the dominant trait. Okay, if it's heads twice, that means you're going to have homozygous dominant. Determine and record the phenotype resulting from the allele for each trait. Repeat all these steps. So this table, you'll start here. Here we're doing the trait as eye color. You have allele 1 is 2 eyes. Not eyes, sorry, just eye. Allele 1 is 2 eyes, which is dominant, heads. Allele 2 is 1 eye, which is recessive. So if you flip this twice, you write down what you got. Let's say I flip it. I get heads, I write big E. Then I flip it again. I get heads again, so I have homozygous dominant as my genotype, big E. And then for my phenotype, I would write 2 eyes. So you can do that for each one. Sometimes it has a big B and a big B with apostrophe. Just treat that as the recessive, non-dominant. That's why it says incomplete. So let's say it's tails twice for this one. You'd have green eyes, but you'd write B, I forgot what that's called right now. BB with this symbol. I'm just blank. Apostrophe. Boom. So you can do that for all of these traits. And then on part 2, so this is table 1. Sorry, I should have said this. This is table 1 female minion. So this would be all of her genotypes and phenotypes. This is table 2 male minion. Same things. Do the genotype, phenotype, and then you are going to do Punnett squares from the male and female. So for part 2, complete the Punnett squares for each of the following traits using results from the cross between the 2 minions, male and female. So that will be down here. Trait is eyes, female parent. You write what their genotype is. You write the male's genotype. You do the Punnett square. And then you fill this in. Okay? Genotype, what's the percent? What is the ratio of 1 eye to 2 eyes offspring? So let's say for the offspring it's 3 1 eyes, 1 2 eyes, you'd write 3 to 1. Alright? And you can do that for all of these traits. So you can be doing a lot of Punnett squares. See all those Punnett squares? And then Part 3 is back up here. Now that you have completed the Punnett squares, you have enough information to create your own offspring. So draw the female minion from traits table 1. So after you've done all those traits, you're going to draw the female minion. You're going to draw the male minion. And then you're just going to follow these directions. I'm not going to read that all right now. You can handle that. The last thing you have to do for your summative. Part 4. Now you will create your own genetics project. So the minion part was kind of a template, a guide. Now you're going to do the same thing and create your own monster. So you will need to make part 1, part 2, and part 3, just like you did in the minions, for your own monster. Instead of making minions, you will create a new alien creature. Sorry, alien, not monster. You can decide the name of the creature species. You have to select any 10 traits. Give them allele 1, allele 2. So let's say you do head size. Allele 1 could be huge, capital G. Allele 2 could be tiny, lowercase g. Please provide all the directions for your partner. So after you do the male and female aliens of your choice, you are going to switch with a partner and they are going to do the Punnett squares. So you got to make all your documents. And again, just read the directions. Last thing is, your substitute teacher, who's so kind to be here and to help us, is going to be making sure you are working. So each day he will be walking around, checking, and if you do your work, you'll get those 20 formative points. If you don't, you'll lose points. And this is something that if we notice a trend of you not getting 20 points every day, we're going to have to email your parents. Okay? You have to be working. It's a summative. You have to show that respect to the sub, okay? So, you have all that to do. Now, when you get done, if you get done, I should say, you are going to find a partner and you're going to work on this CSI science adventure. This would be a formative, so make sure you take your time in the summative. Okay, and what this has here is there's a crime and you're trying to solve it by answering all these activities. Now, read the directions carefully on this. Trust me. You're gonna want to read the directions. All right? So, again, behave. Any questions you have, ask your sub. Ask Mr. Otto if he is available. Don't freak out. There's the books there to help. If you get really stuck, skip it and come back. If you get really, really stuck, you can always email me. Okay? All right. I will miss you guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you on May 6th, 7th, 9th.